Thank you for calling the Federal Trade Commission. To report fraud or to file a consumer complaint, press 1. For other FTC business, listen carefully to the following. Wait while I transfer your call. Welcome to the Federal Trade Commission's Consumer Response Center. To continue in English, press 1. Para español, presione el número. If you are calling to submit a complaint, press 1. If you are calling for information on frequently asked consumer-related questions, press 2. To obtain any of the more than 400 publications available. If you would like to submit a complaint regarding an incident of identity theft, press 1. If you want to submit a complaint about legitimate financial products or services like banks, credit cards, mortgages, loans, debt collection, or credit reports, press 2. If you would like to submit a complaint regarding any other consumer issue, press 3. To return to the previous menu, please press the pound key. To hear this message again, press the star key. Your call is being forwarded to a consumer counselor. The information that you provide is up to you. However, if you do not provide your name or other information, it may be impossible for us to investigate your complaint. Information you do provide will be entered into our database. This information may be shared with other federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies. Although the FTC does not act on behalf of individuals, your information helps us enforce our mission to protect consumers and can lead to law enforcement actions. Your call may be monitored for quality assurance purposes. So that we may continue providing you the best possible service, you may be contacted by phone and be asked to participate in the customer satisfaction survey. Your participation in this survey is completely voluntary.
Federal Trade Commission Consumer Response Center. My name is Sarah. Have you contacted our office before?
No, this is actually the first time.
Can I have your first and last name?
Like, do I at this point do I have to give like a first and last name? Is that
No,
like
you can remain anonymous. If
okay?
you'd like.
Yeah, I want to read.
Why don't you tell me about the situation?
Okay. I was wondering because I just seen I came across like my new Facebook feed about that they approved the deal with Whole Foods and Amazon, correct?
Give me just a moment. I'll take a look and see what our most recent actions were.
On the merger, because and then like I said, after you look into that, I'll explain why I was actually calling in. And do you actually know who would have made the final decision on that to let that be approved and go forward?
Who would have made the decision to block the merger?
Yeah, I'm saying like they actually officially said today that like the FTC approved like the merger to go forward or whatever between Amazon and Whole Foods. See, the problem with that is there's bigger issues with Amazon that a lot of people maybe they're not paying attention to, you know, whatever. But the simple fact that they approved that, I think they're overlooking some other stuff that's going on with Amazon, and I'm not sure maybe that the complaints haven't come directly like to you guys yet. Amazon definitely needs shut down in certain areas for the simple fact. Are you familiar with? They announced maybe 3 weeks ago or something that Amazon was under a federal investigation for doing business with Iran, and not only did they do business with Iran like that, they actually had some people that working inside the company that should have never been working inside the company. So you're dealing with a lot of issues, and that deal should have never been approved. Like maybe they think that's why I was asking like who was the person inside the FTC that actually approved that before they looked at the facts on all this other stuff that's going on with the business that they did with Iran during a time that they were under sanctions. So it's pretty serious. It's not something that should just be like passed through when they haven't like actually went through the due process of the law, you know, on some of these more serious issues with Amazon. I don't think that should be okay that, that deal was approved when they're still weeding through some of the stuff, going on with the fact that Amazon did do business with Iranian terrorists. So there's definitely an issue there, and for the FTC just to approve that like that, I think you can understand what I'm saying, like why I'm calling in to kind of question some of the stuff, one, before some of these other issues were even resolved. They're giving Amazon a stamp of approval, which they shouldn't be given right now. Not under the circumstances, anyway.
Well, so all I'm seeing here, the official statement of the FTC is just that the FTC conducted an investigation of this proposed acquisition to determine whether it substantially lessened under the competition under Section 7 of the Clayton Act, or constituted an unfair method of competition under Section 5
Sure,
of the
sure it
FTC
does. Listen,
Act.
sure it does. And
Based on our investigation, we have decided not to pursue this matter further.
okay.
Of course, the FTC always has the ability to investigate anti-competitive conduct should such action be warranted. So the only thing we're really investigating on that is whether it constitutes an anti-competitive move.
Right. Okay.
Not necessarily any dealings with any other company or any other country. All we're looking at is to see if it violates the Clayton Act or the FTC Act under the Bureau of
Okay, that's funny that you're bringing up the Clayton Act. As a matter of fact, because I got ethics reports on Amazon for the last year. It actually started 9/11 of 2016. Because they actually, I don't want to get into the details of it right now, but you're dealing with some serious the issues on the federal investigation as far as the Amazon doing business with Iranian terrorists. That's true, and I can tell you firsthand because I have ethics reports that back up what they've been saying on that. So I mean, if you put that into light with, I think maybe you guys should halt the whole thing by giving a stamp of approval saying, there's nothing wrong here, because under the Clayton Act, on the ethics violations alone that have been going on for the last year, longer than that actually, but I won't get into details about that. Yeah, it definitely needs to be halted until these other aspects of the doing business with Iranian terrorists is fully implemented, because that's basically going to shock the fake news.
Okay. So let me kind of ask this. You said that you have information on that.
Yes.
How do you have that information?
I got, like I said, I got a year's worth of ethics report that I've been, I want to finish up my...
Are you an employee of the company?
I actually, you know what, like, I'll explain all that later on, because I've already forwarded all that to the Justice Department, because it was actually like a couple months after the fact of that. That's when they came out and announced that, yeah, Amazon is under federal investigation. So to like kind of protect the aspects of that aspect of it, that's okay. I'd be more than happy.
Because if you are, in certain circumstances, I can get you up the chain.
Okay.
To maybe talk to someone else about the issue.
Okay.
But I need to know what your involvement is with Amazon.
I got the ethics. I got the copy of the ethics reports. I'm actually the person that was.
So all you have are just the copy of the ethics reports. How did you get those?
I'm the person. The same thing. Like I said, I'm actually the person that was anonymously reporting some of the activity. Like I said, it's being handled right now with the.
No, sir. Are you an employee of Amazon?
I don't want to disclose that right now, because there's people that are still involved in the situation. There was actually some
I can leave you as anonymous, but if you're an employee, we handle your situation differently. We handle your call.
No, I'm here I can break it down to you like this. Me personally, I'm actually not an employee, but my girlfriend is an employee currently at Amazon. So that's you're dealing with a couple different things, and we both have individual trust.
So I would.
Okay.
I can file just a general report for you.
Okay.
Because you're not an employee.
Okay.
But if she calls in as an employee to report all of this as an informant on the company's internal procedures, then she
Okay, we're looking at
Like would be handled differently.
Okay,
than yours.
listen. In about 2 months, she was gonna walk away from the company. She's So in about 2 months from now, yeah, she'd be more than happy. But as of right now, you know what I mean. Just because she still is employed with the company, and you're dealing with some of the situation, like I said, I don't really need to get into all the details on that right now. But I'm just trying to bring up some of the issues there because the whole thing with the investigation into doing business with Iranian terrorists, that's serious. Like, and I can tell you firsthand that there's reasons why they came out and announced that a couple weeks ago, and I was actually surprised that they actually come out and announced that publicly, but they did because I guess they're confident in the information that they got because you're dealing with some of the more serious issues where now it's got to pull down some of the networks that are inside of Iran. So that's going to take, you know what I mean? That's going to take a little bit for the Justice Department to actually, get to the bottom of that. So, but it's all interrelated. It's all linked. It's all definitely like I don't think anybody should praise a company, at this time with the fake stories that they're putting out with the Washington Post endangering our troops because I can tell you firsthand, I'm actually from Illinois, and that's the Navy SEAL that got killed when they did the Yemen raid was actually involved. So you're dealing with, some pretty serious issues as far as like the ethics on Amazon alone. I think just based off that alone, that merger should have never been allowed until that's properly looked at and that's properly heard and that goes through the proper due process, of the law. That I don't think anybody should be praising Amazon at this point, especially when they lack the understanding of what was really going on and why it really is detrimental. Like I said, me myself being a veteran, why it really is detrimental when you look at the whole how companies have a fiduciary responsibility. Correct? You familiar with that?
Like that.
Yeah. Like
Yes,
Amazon has a fiduciary responsibility to uphold, and they do not do that at any level. From the ethics on the way that they treat their employees, the way that they report the ethics, like the gentleman that jumped off the headquarters building. This was probably about a year ago now. So there's some serious issues that still need to be looked into, and unfortunately, sometimes in life it takes a little bit of time to really look into the issues. But I don't know who made the final approval for the FTC just to say that's okay, because it's not okay. Some of the things that Amazon's doing are pretty serious, and like I said, it's still going to take a little bit of time to get to the bottom of the complete investigations on them doing business with terrorists, at a time that they were under sanctions. So, and in light of all the attacks on Mr. Trump, the president, right, then I don't think that the FTC should put a stamp of approval on Amazon when they're violating some pretty hefty ethics laws, and policies inside their own company, let alone, I ain't even talking about other companies. They don't follow their own, they think they set their own laws. They think they can do their own things and they're above the law, and that's where people need to take a serious look at that because they're overlooking, they think it's just the president complaining. It's not. They're violating some serious stuff, and that company should not be praised. They shouldn't get any stamp of approvals right now for the simple fact of the things that they're doing. That makes sense to you? And I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm just saying I don't know who inside the FTC approved that, but I think that person should step down because you shouldn't approve anything on Amazon right now because it's a very corrupted company. No offense. Because they're endangering our troops. Jeff Bezos is endangering our troops, and that's why it shouldn't be praised. And for whoever made that decision, that's why I'm getting vocal on it because that person, whoever made that final decision in the FTC, well, I got some evidence against Amazon that maybe it'll make them backtrack and take a second look at what they've already, basically publicly came out and announced today that they approved that they gotta whoever's in charge of the FTC right now, they need to take a serious look at this, and they need to take a serious look at the allegations before they just give a a green flag and say Amazon can go forward with this. Because if they violate their own policies like that, and then Jeff Bezos attacks the president like he has been, well, something's wrong with this picture for anybody to give Amazon the stamp of approval right now.
Okay. I have filed your report. I do have it in our database. I do have a reference number for you if you'd like to write this down.
Okay, give me 1 second. And I appreciate all your help, by the way. Like I said, this has nothing to do with you. So I
understand.
Yeah, I appreciate your help, but like I said, I got a conscience that's really in tune with God, and that's why He told me it's time to speak out. It's time to speak out against some of this stuff, and people need to quit praising Amazon because like I said, I'm a veteran of the Air Force myself, and with the games that they're playing, they're endangering our troops. So that you want to talk about antitrust right there? Well, that's antitrust against the military and against the safety of our military members. So like I said, it's definitely stuff that it's not just the president complaining. It's some serious issues with. I mean, when Amazon has a gentleman that jumps off the headquarters building because the same thing, they like to try and block ethics reports. They like to try and assign to their HR department. Them are the people that are really going to be responsible with ethics reports. I mean, come on, man. There's some serious issues as far as what's going on with Amazon and the way that they handle things, and then the way that they try and spin it and put out fake news. So, okay, yeah, what is that number?
87.
Okay.
91.
Okay.
67.
67.
12.
12. Okay, so now is there a phone number that I can call back to do follow-up?
Just the same number, 877-382-4357.
Okay, so and I'd like you to pass that on to whoever did that approval, and have them take a serious look at some of the other stuff that's going on, because it's got to be halted. It's got to be.
Like I said, I would encourage your girlfriend to call with her internal knowledge of the company as an employee.
Yep. Like I said, about 2 months. We're still looking at about a 2-month period, and then that's when she'll be walking away from the company. And yep, I think she'll be more than happy to come forward with some of the stuff that is actually going on with the companies. But like I said, just as a witness to like some of the crimes, I can tell you firsthand. Yeah, it's pretty bad. And it's easy for people to overlook about the guy that jumped off the headquarters building. But if you pay attention to that alone, you should start being able to connect the dots and seeing the deeper issues. And then, like I said, when I got more time, I'd be more than happy to forward the ethics reports to you guys too. But I've already done that with the Justice Department. So, like I said, I will definitely, maybe in a couple weeks or whatever, call back in and do some follow-up with this, because that definitely needs to be halted until they take a more serious look at these issues, with Amazon doing business with Iranian terrorists. Yeah, that's serious, and that's not just them, like, trying to harass Amazon. No, they're actually doing things that they should have never been able to be allowed to do in the first place, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, I do understand. I'm just letting you know that it would be better if she called.
Okay. Yeah, no, like
Okay.
I said, that's no problem there. Like I said, we're looking at about a 2-month period on that, but I mean, she'd probably be more.
Other than that, I have filed your complaint. It's in our database. That is all that I personally can do at this point. Feel free to visit ftc.gov for more information. You
Okay.
can also contact your state consumer protection agency to file a complaint as well.
Okay, no, like I said, thank you very much, and God bless you. Have a great day. I appreciate all your help.